What is good, you guys? Happy 4th of July. I was just getting ready to go on a walk, but I said, let me make a quick video because I was going over some of my email clients this morning, some of the emails that they sent me, and there's a thing that I notice that happens in particular, especially when I'm reading something and someone is trying to explain something about their circumstances. And this is something I really want to bring to you guys' attention because it's one thing for you to observe your 3D reality and realize that it's something that you don't want to partake in, something that you don't want. But what makes it and gives it life is how much you guys add in all of this connecting the dots. And what I mean by that is there's so much context as to why your specific person is doing something. So, for instance, I've had a few emails this morning from people who want to manifest their SP, and they say things like, well, he did this because of that, and then I did that because of that, and I know I caused this because of this, this, and that, and I think that's the reason why he did this, this, and that. You guys, I'm just like, who said that? Who said that? Because you're putting that there. You are putting so many unnecessary circumstances or giving life to a situation that you don't want, or a situation to something that's already collapsed, which is a dead circumstance. Remember, you guys, manifestation is a choice. You choose the stories that you want to see. You choose the person, the version of the person that you want to be with. It's not necessarily about changing anything or trying to connect the dots, because what does that do? It gives so much context to a neutral or a meaningless story. And when you give so much context to this story, what are you doing? You are giving it life. And what happens when you give it life and you're saying that I did this and this happened because this is what I did and all that, and you're really wanting to fix it? Why do you want to fix it? Because you believed in that circumstance. You believed in that story. You made so many parallels and connect the dots together that you grew this story and put yourself in a story that you do not want to see. And what happens when you don't want to see a story, but you feel like this is your story? You feel guilty because you want to fix it. It's that guilt of buying into a story that basically you made up. Nothing that your specific person is doing means anything unless you decide that it means something. And there's just so much context and so much. You flush these stories out, you guys. I don't think you guys realize it when you guys are emailing or you're telling me or any coach your circumstances, and you have these long backstories and you're connecting the dots as to this and this, and then I did this and I know this happened because of this. You're taking on a story that you do not want to see. And when you do that, you think that you have to fix it, and then there's guilt there because you can't fix it. You can't fix a story that's playing out, but you get to choose, you guys. Manifestation is a choice. You get to choose to see the other version of them, or the other version of yourself that is in the relationship that you want, that has the way that the person is showing up the way that you want them to. You get to choose. There's so many different versions of these people, but the thing is, you have to be willing. You have to be so willing to let go of any stories, because a lot of these stories are not even they're not even like real, but you're making them up. You're making them up, and you're putting the conditions and the circumstances there for you to fix, which you will never be able to fix. You won't. You have to choose a different version of yourself and choose a completely different version of your specific person. And I think that's what keeps us in loops and in that guilt loop, is because we taking on the responsibility of stories from neutral situations that we've created stories out of, and then we feel as if we have to change them because we feel guilty about them, instead of just saying, you know what, that's happening. And so what if your SP said one thing? It's when you decide to take what they said and make it mean something, and then you attach yourself to that meaning, and then what comes after that? Another thought which you give meaning to, and then you see how you just create a lifeline of you being in a story where your SP is doing said thing, or you're doing said thing, or you're taking on the guilt for said thing. No, you guys, you literally have to choose a different story. You have to choose to see yourself, to see your specific person as the version of them you want them to be, or you want yourself to be. It's about leaving whatever is happening alone and deciding who you're going to be, who they're going to be, and not getting involved in trying to make whatever they did or said or whatever happened a meaning or something that you have to fix. You just, it's neutral. You stop looking at it. It's dead anyway. It's a dead circumstance. You stop looking at it. And then you choose another version. And then that's all you want to see. That's all you have to see, you guys. It's the fact that some people will say, well, I've experienced that. That really happened. When? When did it happen? It happened in memory because you keep bringing it up. But that same situation could happen any other way in memory. When you decide to see it differently, when you decide to revise it, when you decide to go about it as if it never happened, that is what you're bringing into your memory. A lot of these situations only are being manifested into the present because you believe them in memory. But you can believe anything else, you guys. You can believe anything else you want to believe. You don't have to believe what you feel happened. That's what you believe happened. And you can make up anything else, you guys. This is your world. You can make up anything else that happened in the place of that. You don't have to accept that. But you have to be so willing to let go of any of the story that you have about your specific person and have of yourself, and don't bring it into the existence of what it is that you want. Don't make it a condition that has to be taken care of before you decide to allow your person to be the person that they want to be, or allow you to be the person that you want to be. It's two completely different people. The version of you who is in that healthy, happy relationship has never went through the things that the version of you is claiming to go through. They've had two different lifelines, two different stories, two different scenarios. You have to decide to stop placing meaning and stop flushing these stories out and connecting dots and making them mean something. And oh, that's why this happened. It was neutral until you decided it wasn't. Okay. So I just really wanted to drop that here really quick, you guys. Don't give these stories all this extra. Y'all, it's just too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. You don't have to make it have meaning. And that's what keeps you guys in these cycles for long periods of time, because you feel like you have to fix them. And that comes from guilt. You don't owe a dead story, anything. You are the operant power, okay? So, I love you guys. I need to go ahead and go on this walk before it gets too hot. But remember, manifestation, imagination is on your side, and I am too. And don't forget, if you want a phone session or email session, everything is down in the description box below. I love you, and I will talk to you guys on the next video. Bye.